Right, agriculture. Not one very much from FR. I mean, but it's in there. So let's look at it. So what are we saying with agriculture? With agriculture, a couple of key points here. We are talking about biological assets, so living plants and animals, and we're also looking at what goes on with agricultural products at the point of harvest. So the harvested product of the entity's biological asset. So in terms of recognition, it kind of follows the old kind of definitions here. We recognize these when there is probable future economic benefits that will flow to the entity. We can reliably measure reliable measurement of the cost or the fair value of the asset, and the entity controls the asset. So typically your old definitions here. And remember that we recognize this as fair value less costs to sell. So always take out the sales commission or any cost to sell from the fair value and then recognize it at that. And recognize all movements to the profit and loss straight away. Land is not a biological asset. Presentation, this is presented within non-current assets. Kind of just coming back here, but again, like I was here, I've got it here. Biological assets are initially measured at fair value less estimated cost to sell. Subsequent measurements, biological assets revalued every single 6 months to fair value less cost to sell. Let's focus a little on some other little things that sometimes come up. Vine trees. So, for example, what you have here is these trees that are there for almost like, as you can imagine, the longer. You almost need the trees there for as many years as possible, right? Because that's what makes them assets. The fact that people are interested in the wine that's coming out of trees that have been around for a long time. So we recognize the trees themselves as IAS under IAS 16 under property, plant, and equipment. But the grapes, because they're there for many years and evolving from one year to the next, a bit like sheep, but just trees. These are a living, evolving fruit. So these, if you like, will come under, if you like, the valuation process of IAS 41 until they become harvested. And once they are now harvested, then they become IAS 2 effect. So that's the key principle. Those are the key principles there. So I think it's remembering that, but that's IAS 41.